Hello, everybody. Welcome to the newest podcast I have for all of you. Wait a minute. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new podcast. This is just a little bit of an intro of what this podcast is actually going to be, both for you guys, actually, and God, that was fucking gay. For you guys, as well as the people who are currently waiting in the Discord who actually can't hear me right now, I don't believe. Yeah, so this doesn't matter to them. They're gonna have to be watching it. So if you guys in the podcast are watching it, you guys are good. Basically, what the Sesh is, it is literally just a hangout session at the end of every week where we can talk about pretty much anything we want to. The docket's going to be changing every week, but there's really nothing that I deem off limits, except for maybe politics and news and stuff. I don't want any of that here, but anything, writing, books, movies, anything you want to talk about or anything the people on the podcast want to talk about is pretty much fair game. But I mean, our interests are mainly video games, so there will be mostly video games. And that's it. Without further ado, let us begin the new podcast. Hey, boys.
Hey.
All right, you guys have you guys have the docket? The docket?
I do.
Yep.
Did you got the docket? Okay.
Yep.
Well, cool. Well, I guess we will begin. Hello, everybody. My name is Logan. I am joined by Sage, Shiny, and Xanderak, and we are here to entertain you and take our shirts off.
I
Okay.
didn't agree to that one, but okay.
Well,
Just
you're
do
not
it.
taking your shirt off. You're taking your pants off. Your shoes.
Oh, well, I'm okay with this.
I bet you are.
That's that kind of podcast. Okay, then.
There's a podcast more like a rodcast. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's really just the first podcast is always the hardest one to start. So, what did I do this weekend? I have been actually. I would rather say Xanderak. What did you do this weekend?
Well, so far I went to work. That's pretty much the highlight of my day, and I hated it, so I've been looking forward to doing this.
Well,
Nice.
I guess how's your week been?
Pretty uneventful, I guess. It's just more or less the same thing. Overwatch happened. That was pretty much my focus for the last few days. But other than that, nothing special, really.
I forgot to put Overwatch on the actual docket because I.
Well, you
Well,
did.
won't mention it.
No, it's there.
Jay Kaplan hears us.
Yep, he hears us for sure. That's interesting. All right, Sage, what about you? What did you do this week, man? How have you been doing?
I've been doing okay. I've been trying out the Disgaea game that came out on the Switch. Honestly, it's been okay. Nothing much else. It's probably the best game that could be made for that kind of thing. It's easy to pick up and play.
I'm trying to keep myself muted when I type so the whole stream doesn't hear clickety clickety
Mechanical keyboard, sure.
clickety clickety. So, but Sage, I have a damning question for you.
Oh God, what's that?
Is the year 2017, yes, 2017, nearly 2018, in fact. In several months it'll be 2018, and then several months after that it'll be 2019, and then several months after that it'll be 2020. Sage, why in 3 years it'll be 2020? Why are you still playing Smite?
I like it.
What do you like about it? Tell me, give me an in-depth 7-page review.
It fun, and I'll just put those like as you know, as huge as I can text wise, just so you can get a better idea.
So yeah, it fun. I can get behind
fun.
it fun.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fun.
like me with Heroes of the Storm, which sadly I played for a skin and I ended up liking that game for some weird reason.
Oh
It's not
God.
awful, at least.
One thing I'm glad, the best part about not liking Overwatch that much is I don't feel pressure to play Blizzard's shitty games for skins.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. This isn't.
Yeah.
At least it isn't as bad as some things Smite does. That's for sure.
Could you imagine if we had to get an extra skin for fucking Overwatch by playing League of Legends?
Oh
Yeah.
my.
I mean, I've played it just because my friends play it, and I'm like, guys, I want to
Holy
play
shit,
something,
guys,
and
I
they
have
don't
it.
play it.
The evolution. We need to play Call of Duty to get Overwatch skins. That's what's gonna happen.
We need
You
to
have
play
to play
Halo.
Minesweeper for 12 hours.
Oh my god. You need to play Halo to get a Call of Duty skin. That gives you an Overwatch
Oh
skin.
no.
It gives you a token for an Overwatch skin.
Could you imagine if there was like an
Which would be
insane
demon
like,
wow.
between like 20 companies where it's like play their games and you get content in
Yeah.
our games? That's fucking insane.
Yep.
Man, life would be stupid as hell.
Yep.
All right,
By
Shiny,
the
what
way,
did you do this week?
I played more Persona. Fuck, that game's long. And then I just pretty much played video games, slept, and just beat Bayonetta.
I can get behind that. Did you do the PC version of Bayonetta?
Of course I did.
Is it good?
It is, okay, it has some frame pacing issues. As it'll skip a few frames sometimes, which is a little jarring to look at. But aside from that, it runs really well, and it plays really good. And it's definitely the definitive version of Bayonetta.
Cool. I'm probably never gonna play it.
That's fair.
I don't know. It's after spending OTL's hard-earned money on fucking what even is? I've completely blocked that. Nier Automata.
Yeah.
My body, my
yeah.
brain, and my spirit is constantly trying to make me forget about Nier Automata, and I can
Also,
understand.
when it comes to any game, I'd say Metal Gear Rising is
That's
probably up there.
terrible. Did anybody else play the PC port of Nier
I didn't
Automata?
play that. I heard that still needs patching big time.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I've heard it's still broken.
It cannot run in full 1920 by 1080. It runs in like a 1780 by like 1430 window, and it jitters left and right. And then it's like everything. I hate that game. I hate it so much. I can never understand why people like that fucking game. It's terrible from every sense of the word.
It's a niche. It's a very niche
It's a
game,
niche, but
it
it's
has
like, but it's like someone going down like an alleyway, and then there's like a dumpster, and then they look behind the dumpster, and there's like a rat corpse with like a little mushroom, and they eat the mushroom, and it tastes really terrible, but it like they like it, so they're like, yeah, that's a niche.
I think the problem with that game is like it has a very vocal fucking community that can be annoying as shit.
It's like
And it's
Persona
like
in the
they make it
sense of
seem like it's a mainstream game, but it's not. It's
Yeah,
a niche
it's-
within niche within niche.
yeah.
Mhm.
Just avoid it if you don't like creepy things.
If you don't want to play 5 different games, don't play Nier Automata.
Yeah,
That's
if
what
you
I
don't
would
want to, if you'd rather have a game that is well made than play
I never liked the
Go play
original
Bubsy.
Nier, so
I can't wait for that Bubsy 3D remaster. Could you fucking imagine?
don't tempt them.
Don't tempt them. I would buy that. I'm not the only one in the world who would buy a Bubsy 3D remake.
Yeah, you are.
Well, if they can make it for less than $60, I'd probably buy it for less
No,
than
I want it
$60.
for $60.
$120 deluxe
Oh, no.
Patreon version.
Oh no.
I find it weird that sometimes when somebody makes a game, it's like, guys, why are you charging me like, well, in Canada, like $80 for a game when it's like 2 gigs of data?
Yeah, the fucking God, it's insane the amount of money that they'll give you. Like you want to buy the super special edition, it's like $800.
Yeah,
and you don't
that
get the
was
game
fucking
with
insane.
it. That's the funniest. That is the.
That is one of
funniest
the
shit.
cultures.
Oh,
that's one of the things.
That's
that
like
makes it
Sonic
community.
Mania. There's a weird one. I was gonna pre-order the special edition because I wanted some of the things that came with
Oh,
it.
I'm gonna scream.
And they don't even give you a code for the game. They don't give you a physical copy of the game. It's just the collectibles, but it's the special edition of the game.
To be fair, I'm okay with
Good.
that.
Yo, what if Sonic Mania, right? They're
Mhm.
like, here's $1,000 special edition,
And you get your.
and it comes with a Sonichu medallion.
Oh, okay.
I
I was
would
about to say
love-
if they made a statue of your OC.
Oh,
They
like
just give you a
little
body
figure
pillow
of
of your OC.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
for like
they know.
$1,000.
They absolutely know and they're ready. Well, what did I do this week? I have been sleeping at the worst possible times. I only got like 3 hours of sleep today because I'm fucking stupid. What? I can't really think of much else that's been happening in my life because the stench of moldy house is literally burrowing into my eyeballs. The homeowner in the house that we're currently renting feels he is not financially responsible for his faulty plumbing that burst and flooded our entire first floor of our house, and most of the first floor of our house is carpet. So that was like 3 days ago, and you step out of the room, and it smells like you're in a fish tank that's been drained. It feels like someone's like buried like shrimp in the walls. Like it's terrible. It's like it's just the worst, and it.
I
If
know
you
how that
spend-
feeling is.
Yeah, if you spend like
As
5
long as you
minutes
guys
downstairs.
haven't like tampered with anything, then yeah, that's absolutely their responsibility.
Yeah,
What the
of
hell?
course it's his responsibility, but like you step out, and then if you're there for more than 5 minutes and you don't light a candle or spray Febreze or something, you just get this fucking headache just because it stinks so bad. Like you walk out and you go because it's just the
You
worst.
should bring actual fish into the house just to see if it smells better.
I was just gonna go
Makes it better.
fucking like drop the fish in the guy's mailbox. Like that would be great. He's such a dick about it, and it's just like Jesus.
I mean, I think that's legal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
that's
like
trespassing.
the funny part is the people who rented this house from him first apparently like ran off in the middle of the night. Just took
Jeez.
all their stuff and left in the middle of the night, and I can see why now. So he's refusing to pay for someone to come clean up and like replace everything, replace the carpet, replace like the walls that it's soaked into. Like it's just the worst.
Damn.
Anybody have anything they want to personally discuss before we begin the dockle?
Well, I added one in, but that was
I have not
Still-
actually seen anything. What did you add? Let me take a look. Let me take a
Sonic
look.
the DeviantArt Hedgehog.
Motherfucker.
Oh. I see it.
Yeah.
I have to rule this podcast with an iron fist.
I mean, I guess we could talk about that. God.
That's a good way to.
Yeah.
Don't you want to get your own apartment? I absolutely do. I don't want to be in this shitty, reeking stank house for a while. But
Mhm.
living with parents means free rent.
Yep.
Free rent, and I have to go to school too.
Or at
so
least
it's-
minimal rent.
It's like, do I want to work a job and school, or do I want to go to school and have to deal with my parents? It's a finely tuned comb. I'm eating. Just chewing on a big plastic comb. Alright, so we're going to talk about the... Oh my god. It's like I've been
Sorry.
placed inside someone's chair. We're going to be talking about Ubisoft's newest attempt at doing something. Have you
Yep.
guys actually seen the Far Cry 5 release kind of thingy?
I haven't seen the trailer.
I
I've seen
just
the
watched
pictures
it.
and some screenshots.
Ooh,
like-
boy.
The only thing I could think of is that the guy who's in the middle of the table reminds me too much of CM Punk.
Oh my god.
I don't know what's happening for the latter half of the
Which is
fucking
just,
thing, though.
it's just ironic because his song was the Cult of Personality and the whole theme is just cult. So I'm like,
Yeah, this
this is
is
just bothering me too much.
this is a weird thing. I think this is kind of a misstep for Far Cry, and this is where they start trying to like, you know what I mean, where it gets weird.
Mhm.
I mean,
Primal, I think,
Primal
was
was
already kind of a
weird.
slip up.
Yeah,
Primal
Primal
was someone else's like thing that they wanted to do personally, but this feels like who wanted this? It's like who is this
Primal
for?
should have been just like an add-on. It's like how they did Blood Dragon. It's like it's not a full-priced game.
Yeah,
but
it's just like a
it's using
$20
assets from the other one. Yeah.
Side add-on, yeah.
I'm just wondering if they did it because of the political landscape and everything.
I don't know. Maybe.
That would
Because
be-
you remember the last Deus Ex game that came out that's also by Ubisoft, I believe?
Hmm.
It's well,
Do you remember that was it by Ubisoft or was
no,
it
it's
by
Square Enix publishes
Square
those,
Enix?
and
Then
it's
this
by,
doesn't make
I
any
don't
sense
remember who.
actually. Well, anyway, they had like an
Oh,
All
yeah,
Lives
it
Matter
is.
thing
What the
going
fuck?
on. So, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
the first time video games are pandering towards the current political market. See Hatred. That's a game that existed.
Oh yeah, that was a dumb idea.
That was a dumb idea, and it was just a terrible game. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know, Far Cry 5 is set in Montana, a game
Yep.
known for exotic weapons, exotic peoples, exotic like fantasy, like the whole like being trapped on a desert island fantasy.
Goddamn
yeah,
shocks! Like,
It's in Montana now. It's in Montana. Why put it in America? Like, the whole thing of Far Cry is like you're on an island and the police can't get to you. Like, you can't get to the American embassy. You drive a car 6 hours in any direction in Montana, you're out of Montana.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I just want to know why they think they can't go back to Africa and just make a good game again.
I would love if they went like to Africa and did like a huge thing, like a good remaster of fucking Far Cry 2.
Far Cry 2, yeah, fuck yeah,
Ugh.
that was fucking amazing. Malaria? Shit,
Yeah, I love
dog,
malaria,
that's
dude.
good. I love malaria, dude.
But like, Okay, let's say though they are putting the game in the United States, right? Why not Alaska?
Yeah,
That is
That
true.
just
that
makes
would be a very different
so
sort of
much
take on
more
it.
sense. And they could even push the fucking the controversial angle by hunting bald eagles.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Like everything about this is just like this feels dumb.
What's the timeline for this one exactly?
What do you mean?
What year?
Oh, fucking modern age. I don't know if it takes place after Fallout 4 or Fallout 3. I don't know. It also just feels like there's better places to put a Fallout game or Far Cry game.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had one in the desert. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't Africa sort of kind of be
but
there?
yeah.
Well, I mean, but it's a little bit of desert and a little bit of rainforest. It's not all
Yeah,
desert.
yeah.
Or like even if you're in America, like Montana, I get that Montana is a bunch of fields and wind, but Montana is boring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like
Montana
let's
is
say
boring.
you want to put it in a place that's interesting with a lot of guns. Texas, Texas,
Yes,
Oh.
Texas.
Texas,
Yeah.
Louisiana, Florida, so like swamps, like Montana. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
an
don't know, I
open
find it-
field.
I find it funny that Montana took their time to the only reason we knew it was set in Montana was because like the state like bolstered it on their website or something around that time.
God.
And it's like did you guys even look at what the game was about? Because
Hey, come to Montana. We have racist cults.
yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much.
But I mean, it's like
that's what the game's gonna fucking be about.
first of all, there's gonna have to be something to keep the character from just going to the police like 2 hours away. Because you call me insane, but people do live in Montana. The United States government isn't going to let like a fucking racist cult take over Montana.
Yeah.
Like that's not a thing that happens. Places that would be more interesting to put this, like maybe like the Mexican border, like so
Yeah, that
like
would be
desert with
interesting.
like the massive like giant cliffs and all that stuff. Like, is Montana such a
Seeing Middle
boring
Eastern
place?
chat as well. That's also political and pretty good.
Yeah, and it's just put it in Canada. That'd be interesting.
Brilliant.
Like the northern
bears.
Canadian
Fuck it,
forest.
let's go mob
Yeah,
on bear.
hunt bears and shit. Hunt meese.
Hot meese.
Yeah, the meeses.
Meese.
There's just it feels like this is such a shitty game.
The game is just going to be walking around like flatter plains than they had in Primal.
I think that's,
Yeah.
that's just too concerned about doing something different and not doing something good.
Yeah, that's honestly what I think. So, and they're really pushing the whole social commentary angle.
I kind of felt like that with Far Cry ever since 4. It's just been, just make a good game instead of trying to like,
That's
we
it.
have a new location.
It's Far Cry 3, but in the same location. Just like
Yep.
give us a new random character, and I'm hoping this character is interesting. Because if this character's arc is interesting, maybe I'll buy it because the Far Cry formula is fine.
That's why
Also-
Blood Dragon my favorite like new Far Cry because that was fucking dope and weird.
What Blood Dragon did is it proved to me that they can handle weird scenarios. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, let's just say like Far Cry 6. You're in like a dystopian future where like 10 factions are all fighting it out, and you just like live. Like that
You
sounds
just
more
exist.
interesting than hey, I'm in Montana.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's going to help the whole thing that it's co-op, because that means you're just going
Is
to be
it
bored with your friends.
Is it all co-op? All of it?
Apparently.
Is it
Well,
drop
I
in,
mean-
drop out, or like the way they did it in Far Cry 4? Because Far Cry 4 was a
I
little.
think- I don't know
Not
if
sure.
if it's full on story mode based around co-op, I'll be okay with it because that was something that Far Cry did well.
Okay,
Hmm.
yeah, but one thing I hope never comes back
Hmm?
is
Their player versus player mode.
no. Well, I actually had fun
Oh.
with the Far Cry 3 player versus player mode, but
Really?
yeah, that
three
was that.
weird. 4 was a bit.
I
better.
never played the 4, but I played the 3 because that was on Xbox 360, and that was actually a really decent shooter. But AI companions. If it's all co-op based and you don't have a co-op
Oh.
buddy, what happens?
Ah, yeah.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a little weird.
I
Yeah.
think for me, it is that the first Far Cry game I ever played was the spin-off one, which was Primal. Or not Primal,
Oh.
sorry, Instincts. Instincts.
Okay, okay.
It's the one where you had like
I
the
was
weird
about to
powers
say
where you
you-
can like jump in the air like several feet and
Mm.
just like claw people in the face.
I was going to say, you poor bastard. But then you
Yeah,
reeled
That's
it
about
back
to say
a
a
bit.
primal god.
You reeled it. You reeled it back, and everything's okay for now. At
Yeah,
least.
no.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Instincts had like a map maker and had a pretty fun like multiplayer mode that I
Yeah,
used to play
Instincts was-
locally.
yeah.
Far
Yeah.
Cry, is it Far Cry Instinct or is it Instinct?
I think Instinct. There's Instincts and I think Instincts Predator. And I think one of them was like re-released.
Cry
It had like
Instinct.
enhanced stuff.
Oh, that's old.
Yeah, old
Yeah,
Xbox.
yeah.
The beginning.
It had like vehicles and your map maker and stuff. It was pretty fun. I used to play it with my brothers all
I
the
think
time.
that's like Far Cry 2 around there.
I used to make a map that had like a giant rope line, and you just have to snipe people as they came down. They spawned up there.
That's interesting to me. Well, in conclusion, I guess Far Cry, like, what makes them think this isn't even an interesting place? Like, why was this game made?
Well,
Far
I
Cry
just
is done.
I assume that Ubisoft probably went in and was like, okay, we need to do something off the wall. Primal was just
Yep.
weird.
We need to
So
do
they
something
were-
interesting, something that'll catch
So
them
they're
off guard.
concerned about doing something different.
So the-
than that.
so, like-
let's try to take it in a different direction, like
So-
we did with
so-
Blood Dragon.
So like the governor of Montana snuck in with a mustache on and was just like, "How about Montana?" And then everyone was like, "Who are you again?" And
I believe it. That's the American.
Yeah,
dream
the
right
government
there.
of Montana like sneaks into like game design meetings or just like movies, like anything he can
They're
get
with
into.
friends.
it's kind of
Yeah,
like how
what's going on
Georgia,
there?
sponsors a lot of game development. Montana
Yeah.
just sneaks into things and
You
just
see that Peach always
Yeah.
sneaking into everything.
They threw a dart at a board and Montana's where it landed.
I honestly, you make a joke, but that's Ubisoft. I mean,
Honestly,
Yeah,
that
it's-
could have literally been it, or it could have just been like, director sticks his head out the door. Where'd you grow up? Montana. Okay, that's where the game's gonna be. Like, what? What even creatures are in Montana to kill?
At the very least, you can hope that this kills the franchise.
At the very least, this will kill the franchise for 15 years, and then we'll get a good reboot video game.
They'll just retitle it. Just
yeah,
like they did
it'll
with
be like
Prince of
Cry
Persia.
Farley.
Yeah, it's like they did with
Like a
Prince of
Far Cry
Persia.
2
They're
for
like,
remaster, add some
they're
things
like,
to
yeah,
it.
we have Assassin's Creed now. We don't know what to do with Prince of Persia, so we're just gonna ignore it.
Oh god, Prince of Persia.
They went good, and then they went progressively terrible.
Don't make me cry.
too late.
When we're
Oh,
talking about
no.
Far Cry and just general Ubisoft games, you know what I'm tired of?
You play.
True.
I mean, yeah.
I'm tired of video games where you are the main character. You know what I mean? It's like I don't like being the chosen one.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
I was talking about like the whole like let's like what if like I really just love like a Far Cry-esque survivalish kind of shooter game where it's like 60 factions all beating the shit out of each other in like a big city and nobody cares about you. But then you can like choose your own path and do this and like live there and like you just whack your PP like that kind of thing. Like I want an objective that says whack your PP.
Do I have to whack my PP in the middle of this?
Bailiff, whack
'Cause
his
I mean, it's
That's
an
kind of what got me
You
excited
can,
with Battlefield
that's the
1
whole
thing
point.
with the
There
opening.
is.
But then everything just turned into I'm the hero again.
I'm going to post an image in chat as well as in Discord of one of my favorite images of all time. That is a Judge Judy meme generator meme that has been run through a content aware filter 2 or 3 times.
Oh God,
So-
what is this?
Well, I gotta find it. I gotta go through like 7 million years. Here it is. Actually, it's right here. Here you go, chat. Take a look at that. Here you guys, take a look at that.
Oh my.
Whack his pee.
Whack his pee. It's great. It's great. This is a
Nice.
great, just the best podcast I could have ever imagined. But this is all the podcast is going to be. It's just going to be us painfully
Whacking peepees.
whacking peepees. We're the bailiffs. You're the peepee.
It's working out.
All right. So
Is it though? Really?
is
I
it
don't know.
We're shitting on
First-
Ubisoft. We're doing
first
something good.
podcast 20 minutes late? Bailiff whack his peepee. We are in. This is my brand. This is
All
how
because
I'm
Smite wouldn't let me leave.
I can't believe Smite is more important to you than your fucking husband.
I'm sorry, honey, but it's just that was an hour long. I was dedicated to winning, and then I gave up towards the end. I was just like, you know what?
Why
I'm
don't
gonna
you
throw the
look
game.
during
It's
Smite?
time to throw this.
That's
game.
what I started doing towards the end. I'm just like, fuck this
She just said you
nonsense.
were wanking. That's a better excuse. You don't understand.
Just take the Counter-Strike method where you have so many fucking alt accounts that if your one account gets banned for a minute, you can just go to like one of the other 17.
Oh, I fucking planned to at this point. That was just ridiculous.
Oh gosh. Okay. Does anybody have anything else to say about Far Cry 5? Other than
No,
not really.
question.
Disappointed.
What exotic beasts are you going to be hunting in fucking Montana?
people.
The
Rats. Lots of
The-
rats.
the elusive racist.
Let me see what
Go
kind of
first.
wildlife is in Montana.
It's gonna be like just people. That's all there is.
Okay, you know what would be interesting? An actual decent fishing minigame.
Hmm.
Because, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Why do they have a lynx called the Canada lynx?
Ooh, a lynx would be from Canada. Okay, I literally just googled animals in Montana. Elk, pronghorn, and a wolverine. All three of which are going to be showing up. And a bear.
Muskrats, voles, and wood rats.
Grizzly
These-
bears,
these
They'll
are
be
shark
down
sheep,
there
bison,
somehow.
deer,
They'll find a way.
bald eagles, elk, lynx, moose, mountain goats, mountain lions, ravens, gray wolves. There's going to be wolves, and you're going to be
feral horses.
Feral horses. Feral. Wait, are you? Okay, the distinction between wild horses and feral horses is really funny to me.
Now I'm really worried.
I like how it just like on the Wikipedia page, it's just like 2 small mammals, 3 exotic species not native to Montana, feral
But, like,
horse, small mammals.
Feral, but like feral usually like implies angry, predatory,
Angry, wild,
predatory, wild
cannibalistic
horse.
sometimes.
Oh my H Christ! Oh
It's
god!
also terrifying. A horse that would actually try to kill you.
Yeah, could you imagine like a fucking attack
Those
horse?
things are just gonna
Yeah, shit.
chase you down
Oh,
and murder and
that'd
stomp.
be just the best. That sounds really fun, honestly. Fighting a
Yeah.
fucking feral horse.
Yeah,
Right.
that sounds like
Are
a
we
good
done with
quest.
Far Cry 5? Do we want to talk about Jeff Kaplan?
Sure,
Yeah, I
let's
think-
talk about
Alright, so let's talk about.
overpriced ass Overwatch
I
bullshit.
hate Jeff Kaplan. I
I know you do.
genuinely. He seems like a bad
It's his
game
attitude?
director. I feel about Jeff Kaplan the way a lot of people feel about Todd Howard.
Oh.
I feel he is completely incompetent. I feel like he is annoying. I feel like he does not know what his community wants. J. Jonah Jameson, J. Jonah Kaplan wants pictures of your loot boxes.
Spider-Man.
So anyway, there is an article, and I'm going to read a few choice things from the article. He says that he let me get the quote. Let me get the quote from it. Basically, it's a PC Gamer article written by Andy Chalk a day ago. Really great name, dude. It really leaves a mark on me. Jeff Kaplan acknowledges Overwatch anniversary event loot box complaints. I'd like to point out that the main word in that sentence is acknowledge. Acknowledge. He doesn't change anything about it. He just acknowledges it.
It's there.
He says, quote, I just wanted to acknowledge that we've been following the threads about the loot box rewards as they pertain to the anniversary events, other events, and loot boxes in general. The feedback and suggestions have been helpful to us, Jeff Kaplan wrote. We had a really great discussion yesterday about the feedback we've been hearing this week. While I don't have any immediate action items to report, I thought it was important for you to know that we are listening. Jeff, shut the fuck up. First of all, nobody has ever liked the loot box system. It has been terrible bullshit from the beginning, and they have been holding content from people on a timed basis to make you want to pay money to get the items you
They're
want.
still doing it with the anniversary. Of
They're
all
still
that.
doing
Making
it.
worse
Do
now
you-
because
okay.
now
How do
it's
you
more of
time
them.
an anniversary?
Okay. Excuse me. I wanted to actually look at it. If you wanted to buy every single item from this event, that would cost you 56,000 credits. Now, let me remind everybody who may not be completely familiar with Overwatch, is every time there's an event, there's new skins, new stuff like that kind of stuff. There's new content. However, they cut it off where there's only about 2 or 3 weeks where you can actually get that content, and then you can no longer purchase that content. Even if you're willing to spend money, real money to get it, you cannot get that content. They do that so you feel as if you have to spend money to get the skins you want because there's no other way to get them than to open loot boxes. Loot boxes are very rare. It takes usually 10 games to even get a loot box. So you feel like you have to give money. this is the worst way, the worst, absolute worst fucking way to do this. If you're gonna have skins in your game, that's fine. Like, if you're gonna have currency in your game that you use to buy shit, that's fine. Make it so you get the currency for playing the game. Your main goal as a game director should be to keep people interested in playing the game. If I want a Tracer skin,
150 coins.
yeah, if I was a complete degenerate asshole who wanted a Genji skin, and it's like 3,000 credits, and maybe you get 20 credits plus however good you did in the game. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, okay, I see.
per game, it's incentivizing me to keep playing the game so I can get the skins and the content I want. Like, but arbitrarily cutting it off. And if the loot box system was a little bit better, this wouldn't be a huge problem. But the way the loot box system also works is you can get every item in the game repeatedly. There is no cutoff.
Yep, that's
if
dumb.
there is a very tiny chance of actually getting a legendary rare item, and the amount of currency you get for duplicate items is absolutely bullshit. It's completely useless. So what you have is
Like
you have
500,
these.
I think, right?
Yeah, you have these. No, not even that. If you get a legendary, that's 300 credits.
Yeah.
That's not even enough to buy the taunt, to the dancing taunt. That's another thing I want to talk about later. But it's borderline insulting. How about when you get an item in the loot box, you don't get that fucking item anymore?
Yep.
Or how about even this? If you get a legendary, you don't get that legendary anymore. Or it's like,
Let's say even then it's still unreasonable, but at that point it's like you're not asking people to pour fucking several $1,000s into your goddamn thing and then get repeated shit anyways.
the amount of people I see drop $50 on loot boxes and then open and get the same legendary
them
10
and
times
repeats, yeah.
over and over again is it's
sad.
terrible.
It's pretty ridiculous.
It's one of the things that drove me away from Overwatch, because I know every time there's an event on, if there's a cool skin, and it's happened before, it happened with the last event, the Widowmaker skin, it's like, why play? If I can't get the skins by playing and they just want me to spend money, fuck it. I will go play Counter-Strike, where I can get the most expensive skin by playing the game. I can get a $15,000 skin.
I mean, to give you the example, what was the last event? I forget what it was actually
It
called.
was the shitty PvE one. It was the Uprising.
Uprising, yeah.
I think what
I
they
had a
should
friend-
do is not mix in the old skins with the new skins.
Yeah.
Because that sucks, and you get a legendary, and it's just one of the base game ones.
Yeah, go ahead, Sage.
Well, I had a friend who really wanted Black Watch Genji because apparently, it just looks awesome. I logged in on my first, like on the last day of the event and had my one Uprising box. I opened it with him there, and I got Black Watch Genji, and he refused to speak to me for the next week. So, and that just, I mean, he had been playing nonstop, getting as many loot crates as he could, and couldn't even get it. So,
yeah, and that's another thing that Xanderak brought up is like, if you got the special edition loot boxes, right? Make it so you can't get the default items, because Jeff, I really hate to break it to you, but you're so used to arbitrarily cutting out content for your players and making them pay for it if they ever really want to see it, or wait years to get it. Like, the base game is going to be around forever. Like, people are going to be still playing this game in 6 years, no matter how much I hate it. Make it so that you do not get any vanilla default items when there is an event happening. That's
Because it makes it so your legendaries have 3 possible chances of being something. Either it would be an old skin, a new skin, or gold, which is sometimes the most depressing thing because you get nothing.
Yeah, the chance of getting a legendary skin you want, aside from that, like, the system is not set up for you to have any chance of getting something you want. It's all random. Do you have 1 minute in Genji? Well, congratulations. Here's a legendary Genji skin.
Yeah, they should have a preference for heroes.
It's like, I feel like it's so fucking insulting to your player base. Like, even now, especially where you're making a statement about it. You're not making a statement saying, we're going to change it. In fact, you made a statement that said, we're not changing it right now. You made a statement saying, we're listening. Hey guys, Jeff Kaplan here. We're listening to what the community has to say. No, you're not. You're not listening. You're literally just I don't know what you're doing, but you're not listening or being a good game dev. It's
making money.
ooh, I just wish I could make everybody see Overwatch is a bad game.
It's the Valve method. Make money.
Valve is
Don't worry
better.
about the players.
Valve is better with that
They,
kind of
they've
stuff.
gotten better because we put them in court 50 times, but yes. Proceed.
It's like, it's just so insulting to both the people who worked so hard to design the skins, and the people who want them. You know, because I hate to like fucking break it to you, not everybody can play 50 hours of Overwatch a week to get the skins they want. Like for your average Overwatch player, getting the 2 or 3 skins they want is completely 100% impossible unless they spend money. So the system is literally designed to make you fucking spend your money. Now, if this game was free to play, that'd be fine. I spent $60 on this game, Jeff. Fuck you. Fuck you, Jeff Kaplan. You're a terrible dev. Terrible dev, terrible director. I hope you fucking eat your own legs in your sleep by accident.
My main
Yeah,
issue with this
I
whole
found the
anniversary
skins, I
event
just
is
want to fix the fucking ratios and also be honest about the ratios.
yeah, that would help. But like I was gonna say that like for me, what bothers me is if it's your anniversary, none of the stuff except for the things like the sitting emotes and some sprays have been permanent additions. It's all just been seasonal event themed stuff. So the main problem is like with the anniversary, it's like, well, it's a new year. You may as well add this stuff permanently for people who are, you know, sticking around for this long, or just getting into the game right now while it's on sale. It's like you're adding year 2 content to an old game instead of just maps and sprays and things. You need to have the skins and stuff there, but none of it's been permanent. Even the closest thing they're going to have is that the Heroes of the Storm skins are going to eventually be added to the loot boxes, which is also another weird thing.
The other thing they have is also like they're saying that these seasonal skins are going to return, and then they're going to add more for an anniversary. That happens.
You're just stacking content at this point, and it's not even content that people can get to. You know, I mean, they might do something where it's like
once a year.
If it's like after a year they open automatically, like maybe okay, but like you're still, it's just bad, just like horrible, hateful business. It's like, hey, we know that our designers did a great job making this skin, but like we're gonna withhold it from people unless they give us money for this game they've already purchased. Like, it's something that would not fucking fly if it wasn't for Blizzard. Like,
wait, I didn't know that. Are they hiding the $40 version of Overwatch?
Yeah, if you go to try to buy Overwatch, it shows you...
Yep, the collector's edition.
On console, you're also stuck with the Origins edition.
Yeah, you have to buy the Origin on consoles. If you're on PC, the $40 edition is hidden as gray text, I believe.
$40
does not
edition
look like
the default one.
Yeah. And it's just... It's frustrating, you know? And what's more frustrating about it is this anniversary update, there was no new game mode, no new character, no new maps that are brand new aesthetic maps, no new lore, but we got legendary skins. Okay.
They just kind of threw in like
more expensive legendary skins.
Happens to have parts of the comic in it. It's like here's that cool part that Sombra was in, or here's that bar that McCree was in. It's like you said, no actual lore. Just like, hey, you guys remember this, right? It's here.
Yeah, there's a thing called
they added dancing.
They added something that the players have been wanting for months, which is dancing emotes. Yeah, they want people to dance. It's too bad they're arbitrarily held behind a time gate. So if you don't get the dance you want, then fuck you.
Yeah, and there's also
again,
the
like
possibility
Mew was
that
saying
they
there, $750 per dance.
Yeah,
Go
and
ahead,
3,000 per legendary skin, which is fucking asinine.
And it's also possible that they won't be unlocked next year when it comes around again.
Yeah, it's
Well,
it's the
But
same
the thing is, can they
problem
keep saying it's the Overwatch anniversary every year?
Maybe. We don't know. See, it's been literally only a year. We don't know if things are happening over and over again. We don't know when the skins are going to be unlocked for us again to actually get. And
yeah,
I mean,
because like Jeff said, oh hey, we don't know, like we don't know if you're going to be able to get it next year or not. That's what he said about some exclusive skins. It's like
yeah, just to kind of throw people into. It's like, well, I guess I got to keep going and keep grinding for those skins just in case.
For the holiday ones, yeah, it's gonna. They should be coming back. If they are not, then holy shit, I'm killing.
Yeah, if they don't bother adding anything new, though, they're just like, hey, it's summer games time again. Guess what? We're not adding any new Lucio Ball skin. It's the same ones from last year. It's like, why?
It's just, it's so frustrating too, because normally a game that's so early in its lifetime would want to be adding new content.
Yeah,
now,
like look at Paladins.
Skins are not meaningful content. But yeah, look at Paladins. People give Paladins shit for being an Overwatch ripoff. But
Mhm.
they've been adding more characters than Overwatch has. They have more characters than Overwatch has now. It's
Whenever
like-
you log into the game, there's always like 2 or 3 other people, and they're all unique from the rest of the cast that's already there.
Yeah, it's
and-
weird.
And the thing is, isn't the PTR for testing characters? Why don't you just fucking put in like 3 characters and let people test them?
Yeah, or
And
it's
then
like
you can
just
release them whenever the fuck you think they're done.
okay, no ARG bullshit. No waiting months for an interesting character to come out. Drop one. Drop
just
one and fucking go.
You didn't find
crazy.
Orisa exciting?
No, I don't think Orissa's even interesting at all anymore. I was kind of hyped for her. I thought, oh, she might be an interesting thing. No, she's just a fucking broken tank. That's it. It's just like, God, it irks me. It's like
Well,
I
think
don't
about this:
disagree
we've
with
gotten
that
2
one.
characters and how many fucking skins in a year?
because they
Yeah,
know they
and
don't
all
have
of
to
those,
add any
none of those
content.
none of those skins are permanent. That's the.
I'm going to assume that they're not going to add any meaningful content like maps or game modes until people start asking for it. But the thing that I think Blizzard in general doesn't quite get is when people start asking for content, you have to assume that so many people have already left to find better games. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because it's like people won't have this sense of, for lack of a better term right now, patriotism for a game. People won't stick with a game and ask for it to be changed. Most people will just go to a different fucking game.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I went from, I was like, hey, Overwatch is fun. I started playing it. I played it every day, and then I got tired of it. Instead of going to Jeff Kaplan being like, hey, this is what I don't like about the game, I fucking went and played Counter-Strike. And then I went from Counter-Strike and I went to Battlefield, you know? I just move. It's like you can't keep people here with skins alone. And
Yeah.
even then, the only new content they are giving us, they are withholding from us for no reason. For a time... No, I say for no reason. No, they're doing it to get more money out of us.
Of
From a
course
game
they
we've
are.
already paid for. Thanks, Blizzard. You guys are fucking great at what you do. Whew!
The only issue with companies like this is like they have the people like make the game, make the skins and all this stuff, and those people would love to give you these fucking things. But then you have the people like the corporate assholes sitting there being like, "We gotta make more money."
See, but Blizzard has
we're broke.
always
We're
done
broke
this
ass
kind of
company. We're not making $1 million off of all of our games. No, we're broke as shit. No, you're not.
I think it just irks me the most because people are fine. I have not heard that much of an uproar. I've seen people bitch about it, but it's like there's not everybody's being like, dude, this is just not cool. You're literally stomping on your fan base and your designers. Like, what do you gain from this other than a little bit of extra money? It's like, keep in mind, this is the company that had some of the most physically game industry changing games. The most
Yep.
popular game ever made was made by these guys, who they're still sucking money out of. Let me just World of Warcraft, Warcraft,
$20 billion
Diablo.
now.
It's insane the amount of money that Blizzard is making, but they're still penny pinching and just sucking all they can from us. It's so frustrating because it is if fucking EA did this, if this was in a DICE game or an EA game or a Ubisoft game, that game would die. And Overwatch is not that good of a game. Ooh, I'm frustrated. Oh, oh, I'm a grumpy boy. It sucks. That's all.
You've
It
heard about
sucks.
the Overwatch League, right? The 21 million buy-in.
21 million buy-in. What?
Yeah, 21 million buy-in for a team in the Overwatch League.
Yep. You have to
Jesus
put in
Christ!
quite a
are
lot
you
to
serious?
Yeah.
Who wants
Okay,
to
you
donate
haven't heard of
$21
that?
million
Well,
to
that's
start a
happening.
team?
$21 million to put a
21
team?
million dollars.
That's just to get your
And
team in there.
your payments in 4 years.
That's fucking awful.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I
Okay,
don't
does
even
anybody?
know why it's so ridiculously high?
Does anybody? Fucking because it's Blizzard. Does anybody want to talk anything else about Overwatch?
No. The only
I'm
thing I was
good.
gonna mention is that like, I think I've talked to you about it, Logan. How like, the one thing I will respect about Heroes of the Storm is I like how their loot system at least lets you re-roll with your currency that you've earned. It's like,
Yeah.
I already have this stuff. I don't want this. I don't play that character. Let me just re-roll it for like a few pieces of gold, and then it gets a little bit higher each time. But at least you have a chance to not get stuff you don't want.
Don't they still have the like you can just buy whatever you want though thing that they always had in Heroes?
Yeah,
That gone. Okay, yeah, then it's fine.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if Overwatch did that, where it's like you can use currency. Okay, like let's say cut the price of skins a little bit, Like instead of 3,000, make it 2,000 or something. Maybe
Or you-
2,500,
or
something like that.
Like Heroes of the Storm put stuff on sale every Tuesday or Monday because
I-
they will have legendaries and characters that just go on sale for like half price.
Yeah, okay, but like let's say you put the skins for 2,500 currency, right? And then after the event, put the skins on sale for real money. Make it so I can buy this Widowmaker skin for $10 or $5, something like that. Make it so that it's easy to get the skin if you're there playing for the event, because that means that you're going to be playing the game. If you can get the skins with currency, you're playing the game. Means people want to play the game. So you have that inherent rule of, hey, game designers should make people want to play the game. And then if you come in later or you just don't want to play Overwatch, you can rest knowing, hey, if there's any skin I really want, I can just buy it later. There's no option like that. You are just withholding content from people who are willing to pay for it. Because you're a cocksucker, Jeff Kaplan. Shave your beard. Go live in a desert. I don't want to see your lizard face anymore. I hate Jeff Kaplan so much.
Oh, I know you do.
If I could fight Jeff Kaplan, fisticuffs
Celebrity
Jeff
boxing match.
Kaplan fucking cage match, I would kill that man. His stupid face. Hey guys, Jeff Kaplan here. Like, I'm gonna punch you in the teeth. God, just what was that? What was my favorite tweet I've ever tweeted? Oh God, yeah, I say that like every time, like I expect everybody to know my tweets, but no, I do a new tweet that I like every couple of weeks. Which one is it? Oh, here it is. Quote: I throw a baby temper tantrum whenever I see Jeff Kaplan's tiny bitch lips.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so frustrating. God, I just hate bad devs. Like, I get why people don't like Todd Howard, but I can respect him because at least he's trying, you know. And I like the meme of him trying to sell Skyrim so many times. But I think it's just insidious what Jeff Kaplan is just trying to push. You know, and I don't know how many. Fuck, he might just be the straw man to the evil.
Yeah, I
corporate
don't
wizard.
think he is pushing. I'm pretty sure it's the like corporate part of Blizzard that's doing that.
Then he's just a bad dev because he's not giving good content to us. He's not a good director.
Well, he doesn't
if
really
he's
have
not
much of a
listening to
choice. He
us.
works for Blizzard.
Jeff Kaplan? Jeff Kaplan works for Blizzard. Are you serious?
No, Jeff. Oh, right. Sorry. Fuck.
They're also
No,
part of
I'm
Activision.
not saying Todd Howard. I'm saying Jeff Kaplan is bad at his job.
Remember, they're also partnered with Activision.
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
They're not just Blizzard, they're Activision Blizzard.
All right, honestly, if we keep talking about Overwatch, I'm gonna fucking blow a gasket
It's
and like,
gonna-
have a
Okay,
meltdown on
You're gonna
stream.
have to go track him down and just end his life.
I'm gonna be like putting out a
Gonna go
fucking
down
deep
to
web
fucking-
hitman like on stream on Jeff Kaplan.
It's like, who
Oh,
wants
God.
to donate $90,000 right now to put a hit
Yeah,
on Jeff Kaplan?
let's crowdfund a hit on Jeff Kaplan. Oh my god.
God.
Next topic. Now, this doesn't really rub my funny bone or anything because I don't really do Monster Hunter, but I know several people in the chat do, and I know you guys kind of do. I know one of you
No,
does.
I've always wanted to, but I found them too
dabbled.
difficult to get into them. I bought one of them, and then I'm like, this game seems difficult and challenging. I don't want to play this.
I think it was just like it requires like a 200-hour like minimum.
Tutorial.
Yeah, just to like start the game.
Yeah.
It's 100 hours, but yeah.
No, not even more close.
But
It seemed interesting. It's just, I don't know.
what
It's kind
it
of
is-
neat. They're finally doing a console version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it'll be nice that they're finally going back to. Well, they're finally doing a console version after. I think the last one was the one on the Wii. So it's been a while.
Wii
And
U,
the
actually.
one on
I
the.
think they had a re-release or something on the Wii U.
I
but
like how
don't
we're
remember.
not considering the 3DS a console.
Well, technically, this is a.
But-
it's
It's not. It's a
handheld.
portable. It's a
yeah,
portable.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
So
It's just-
they can finally do like one with
I mean, this
better
is-
graphics
this is-
and stuff.
This is a port of the console one. I mean, the handheld one.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
I think the Switch is a good console for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, because
it's a
when
good
I
idea.
think of people taking, there's a lot of fat, disgusting people who take their Switch places on the bus. Like, I mean, maybe Monster Hunter could do that stuff. Like, I mean, they never really did too much with the idea of like Street Pass and nearby players and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
Well, I mean, in Japan and things like that, yeah, they did, but still,
Yeah.
not in the U.S.
That's the weird thing about Nintendo. It's like they're a very, very Japanese company, so they will like cater to the Japanese. Which in Japan, like handheld gaming is like the biggest fucking thing that has ever existed on this planet.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
But
that's
we
why
don't
the
get it 'cause
Japanese company is marketing itself towards Japanese audience.
I know, it's strange, right?
And that Switch is made to be kind of handheld too, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a shame that nobody can actually buy a Switch.
I want to tell
Anyway.
you guys.
Oh yeah, that too.
What do you mean? I have one right here.
It's a shame that the
nice.
biggest gaming company
it's
in the
not
world
real.
isn't expecting their people to fucking buy stuff up. Like,
It's
fuck off.
Nintendo.
The
They
hottest
just
console pretty much fucking
God,
ever.
Nintendo
Isn't
is
available.
it's not never going to be the first time. Every time they release anything
Every
now,
time
it's
they
just
do
like,
any
you
product.
know they're gonna run out
There's
before
the fucking amiibos
out
to
on
start
shelf.
this bullshit.
Yeah.
They've continued.
They could sell like Mario.
No, it's not
caps and
even.
they'd still like.
Since
produce
Yeah,
I
they-
know what's the.
they
the-
started way before the Amiibo. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
just
Since
Yeah.
the Wii, maybe
Yeah,
even
those-
before that.
yeah they just I don't know what it is with their artificial
It,
lack of
what it does is it makes people think that Nintendo is a rare commodity, so people are more likely to spend more money now than wait for another thing. So if
Yep.
they have this air of we need, like, oh, they're so rare, I need to buy one, then people will buy them.
Actually, the funny thing is,
And
it's
it's
almost like this
frustrating.
whole Overwatch thing, where it's just like limited engagement, lunchtime. I have to go get it now because otherwise it's going to be gone.
Yeah,
Mhm.
basically that.
It's the same idea.
I've thought many times about being a scalper. You know what I mean? Because it's like that. Look, with the way Nintendo fucking does things, that feels like a perfectly fine employment. Like
Yep.
clockwork. Every time they release it, there's not enough supply. People pay out the ass for it. Like every time. I feel like you could
Just
literally
buy up their stock.
Yeah, you could set a clock to how bad Nintendo is at business.
Yeah, I was not surprised about certain things, like considering I knew what their whole amiibo situation was, where I sort of gave up on just buying them at base price. I was like, I'm not gonna spend like twice the amount of money on these things. And then like I was like, NES Classic, I'm not gonna get one of those because I can just emulate it, and I don't care that much. But of course,
That's something that I didn't
the thing
expect.
comes out and it was already gone. It was just gone, and it was being like sold for
and then they
ridiculous prices online.
discontinued it.
That's
and then they
legit something
discontinued
that I don't fucking understand. Why the hell did people eat up 1980s hardware re-released? Why?
I don't even know.
Do you
For
know
the
how? Okay,
nostalgia of it looking like a console.
I know, but that's so stupid because I could
Why do
literally.
people buy fucking toys? Literal toys that
Yeah.
they gave you like maybe.
No,
a
but
thing
you
of,
could
like,
just go
5
do like what
games.
some people do. They just go get like a Raspberry Pi and they just
or
compare it to shell
or
or
hear me
something.
out. If you have a
Nintendo
PC,
has the most terrifying fan base.
it's true.
of any gaming
That's
company.
a true one. But it's like, okay, I could emulate literally every single NES game that's ever been made for free. If I want a
I
more
know.
genuine experience, I can buy a
It would
USB
take
NES
less than a gig
controller
on your
for
hard
$30.
drive.
Yeah.
There you go.
plus, and you could even like if you weren't using that, you could just map save state buttons and stuff to your controller, so you don't need to, access the NES Classics menu and do save states that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just do it yourself.
Okay. I want to do something. You guys just keep talking real quick. Someone just say something. Just
Okay.
talk.
Oh yeah.
Talk about
Speaking of
Nintendo and the
amiibos,
horrible
there's
business
something that
practices.
was really underutilized. It's like it's cool. They're cool little collectibles, and
Mhm.
to someone who has quite a few of them, it's just like they really never served any purpose. It's like,
Yep.
oh yeah, they're gonna have a purpose in Smash Brothers, and you can use them in some other games sometimes, but mostly not. It's like there's like maybe 3 or 4 games that come to mind that it's just like, okay, they're a thing. And then of
Amiibos are
course,
fucking terrifying to me, honestly. I don't get how people like spend that much money on something that sometimes does things for certain games and sometimes doesn't.
What the hell?
That's
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm playing Spyro 1 on my phone. I'm so sorry, guys. I had to run to the store and buy the PS1 Classic because I wanted to play Spyro 1. Oh wait, it's on my phone.
Store.
yeah, amiibos did outsell the Wii U, but that's only because there's so many of them.
It's
Like
so
for Smash
funny.
Brothers, there alone, there's like 50 of them. I have like 30 of them, I think.
Didn't they roll out like an Animal Crossing one?
Oh my
Yeah, and those failed terribly because people just bought the figures, but the game was really bad.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
kind of interesting because like I bought the game because I think it was like $15, and I bought it just out of curiosity. I'm like, I know this is bad. I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna keep the things that came with it. And I sold the game, and they gave me $5 for it. And they were still selling it for 50. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna play it. So
Did you guys
may
hear
as well
about the Nintendo piracy thing that was happening with amiibos?
Oh.
Or it was like when the Wii U was like selling something. I can't remember when, but people basically found out what the RFID codes were for the fucking
Yeah, and
amiibos,
then
and
you
you
can
could
just-
easily just pirate them with a beep 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 beep.
You can easily just make them into basically like a card or something, and they
Yeah.
just sell it like that.
They made them into
Yeah.
fucking USBs.
There are even people who just sold like saved things and stuff. So if you just wanted to kind of like transfer your data over to like a little card, you just do it that way.
You know what still frustrates me?
Mhm.
Does Nintendo even have the profile system?
Yes.
Technically, yes.
Do they now?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
On
'cause-
the Wii, on the Wii, the Switch, yes, they have a profile system.
Well, on it started on the Wii U, I think, because that's when they also started rolling out their new rewards program. So
I
that
don't
way you
think
can,
the Wii
you
U
can connect
had
it
it.
to
I
your
think the
rewards
Wii U
program.
got
I-
it. I'm
I
pretty
just
sure the
hate-
3DS is where that started.
Yeah,
I
it was the
really dislike
Nintendo ID.
Nintendo and the way they
Nintendo-
do
Yeah,
things.
the Nintendo ID.
Yeah, and they eventually added it to the 3DS, but the 3DS originally didn't have it.
But they still don't have an actual like global account system that's actually
See, that's-
able to let you download
That's
your
something
games that you bought on
fucking
one 3DS to
Xbox
another.
360 had. Like, that's way behind the times. They need to get up
Yeah,
with
on
it.
the on the 3DS, you have to actually like transfer your entire profile to the other one. So like if you buy a new 3DS, you have to do that before you get rid of your old one.
My friend got his 3DS stolen, and he had to jump through so many fucking hoops to get
Oh, they
like
stopped the
his
rewards
games
program?
downloaded onto a new one.
Hmm.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, like I have because mine was one of the launch ones. I have one like the ambassador thing on mine, so I have those.
Mm.
This is the weird thing. So there are NES games and the GBA games they gave you, but those are the only GBA games you can even play on the 3DS because after that they decided they weren't going to add them anymore to the 3DS, either for like they said I think it was like emulation issues or something. But yeah, you can play them on a Wii U. You just cannot buy any other Game Boy Advance games unless you were an ambassador, which was again just from the first few months of the launch of the system.
Yep.
That sounds a lot
But
like
then
YouTube
again-
Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad business move.
Oh right, the fucking amiibo party thing that required amiibos to play.
Oh lord.
That happens.
When was the last time we had a really like groundbreaking awesome game from Nintendo? And don't say Breath of the Wild. Don't do it.
ARMS actually looks to be pretty.
ARMS
fun,
looks
honestly.
interesting because I feel like Nintendo is pushing away from the idea of good characters and is going mainly for characters with fat asses.
Yep.
I can
Yep,
always
that new fucking character they
Mhm,
showed.
I can get
I
behind
was
this.
literally
But,
like,
like-
holy shit,
but-
Nintendo, you are not a children's company anymore.
But like
They know to
I,
put something
I,
to you.
I tried that test fire thing and it was surprisingly fun. Even
Oh no,
for-
it seems good. It seems good. It seems genuinely
So-
like there's a reason to use the fucking weird ass Joy-Con things.
Yeah.
I never played Splatoon, so I don't know how good that was for like a random new IP they threw
Yeah,
out there.
Splatoon was also another one that was kind of like
Yeah,
Pretty fucking
Splatoon's good, but as you can tell, they're already like, oh man, we're making a sequel, guys. Who's ready?
I feel like they're in the Call of Duty mindset with that, where they release a new game every year and a half and
Year.
like new
Yeah.
content, just a little bit of new content.
Yeah.
How long is it going to be until there's like a fucking hardcore gore-filled piece of shit game, like licensed by Nintendo with Nintendo characters? Could you imagine like Gears of War with Mario, like just cleaving through Princess
Gears of
Peach?
Wario.
Gears of
What's awesome about
Wario.
that Gears of Wario. Oh, no.
Oh fuck me, that's good. Oh fuck, but ooh, it's just Nintendo, man. It's just like, did you wake up in the morning? Then Nintendo is probably like, doing
This
some
is kind of
stupid
like I'm on the
bullshit.
fence about selling my Wii U. It's like I have games on it, but it's like I don't play them anymore. Like I beat Breath of the Wild, and that was kind of the only reason I even played it again. And then it's just been sitting there. It's like on occasion I'll load it up and just play Smash Brothers on it for like 5 minutes and then turn it off.
Yep.
But it's just collecting dust on my shelf. I'm like, I could just sell this and buy computer games with it.
yeah, it's literally that. You could just buy cooler, better computer games with a longer shelf life, with devs that actually care and won't try to sell you DLC toys.
Hmm.
All right, is there anything else Nintendo related?
I'm looking forward to what's it called, Monster Hunter.
I'm looking forward to
I like
Monster Hunter and ARMS, I guess.
Yeah, Monster
Just to
Hunter
say
was kind of the
like,
reason
if
why I
it
wanted
really
to
is
try.
just fucking X again, then I don't know.
Monster Hunter was the reason why I want to try God Eater Burst on Steam, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't
Because
mind.
that's also another portable that was brought over to PC.
I've
I
tried
wouldn't-
those kind of games. It's just too slow for me.
I wouldn't mind. Something I like a lot is a sense of progression over a long, long time in a video game. Like for Battlefield, for instance, is like you work for like 100 hours in a certain class and you get a cool gun that sucks. But same thing, but with like one character in Monster Hunter. Like I'd love to be able to just like chill out, go hunt a monster or two before I go to work, or go to sleep, that kind of thing. And then like I get my bros in with me and we can go hunt the monsters together. Like I like that idea. The problem is I'm not buying a fucking Switch. Fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's what I said. The closest thing that they have on PC is God Eater Burst 2, which includes God Eater Burst 1.
Or
When it comes to Nintendo,
Token.
literally, I'm like, I'll maybe buy the Switch if you get a good Fire Emblem game on it. Other than that, I don't give a fuck.
Didn't they just
Another game
release
like
a Fire
that
Emblem
is-
game like some time ago?
They released the Fire Emblem game on 3DS, yeah.
There is
Which
two.
those are still good.
And
Actually,
it's
Yeah,
also-
there's a
didn't they
Yeah.
just release the remake or something of the
Yeah,
original?
it's a remake of Gaiden, the one that never
I
was
know
never
Sage
released.
is a real big fan of the mobile video game.
Well, it's just
I've
Angry
been
Birds.
playing that.
Oh my god! I completely fucking forgot. Oh,
Oh,
my
no, what?
god! I want to put. Hold on. Angry Birds. Okay, I didn't. It wasn't a fever dream. There is a social commentary Angry Birds game coming out.
What?
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 Are you guys haven't seen this?
Okay,
No.
okay. One
my-
second.
Oh, hold
Please
on.
drop it. Please
No,
drop it.
I'm putting it. I'm putting it in both the Discord and both in the chat because I want people to be aware that this is a thing that's happening and this is a thing we live with in the year 2017. Look at that icon.
Oh no.
It's
Oh,
social
no.
commentary, Angry Birds, and it starts with like Che Guevara, Black Lives Matter, feminism, Angry Birds.
And it ends with
I
the
see it.
stupid Pepsi commercial.
With a reference to the Pepsi, and I guess like the pigs are cops. Like, oh my god, Nani the fuck.
I don't
the
even know
hell?
how that franchise is still going.
It's
I
Mikado.
I don't know how they got the movie.
That series was late to the party when they released their movie. It's like, yeah, our game came out like 1,000 years ago, but yeah, we have a movie now for some reason.
Such-
if
Such
anyone
a
cares.
shame because the movie was actually pretty good as a movie.
Oh, you actually watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh, Echoes is dying.
It's so bad. Someone in a meeting room somewhere asked, "Where are we gonna take our puzzle fun cartoon bird shooter made for kids?" Social unrest.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the kids want.
That's what the kids want. Social unrest. That's such like that's like the level of the Emoji Movie. Is like, what are kids into nowadays? Whatever,
Please,
just
I'm,
Never
I'm
talk
so
about that
happy
movie.
I don't know what the
Don't-
hell
don't
that is.
talk
I'm
about
never
that
gonna
movie,
look at it.
please.
it's literally
I
like
forgot about it.
it's.
I don't want to talk
We're,
about it.
we're gonna ask 12 kids, and whatever is number one on all their list, like, we'll just fuck it, just make a movie out of it, blank check, go for it, just to make a little bit of money. And this is the most depressing fucking future timeline we were in.
Hmm.
This is horrible, but I mean, we're talking about it.
Yep.
We're talking about it. That's something that has interested me, like, about the Streisand effect. Is like, it applies to pretty much everything but video games.
Hmm.
Because it's like, your game may be popular because everybody's lampooning it and making fun of it, but that doesn't mean we're gonna fucking buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ugh, I'm screaming. So yeah, that was about Angry Birds. Let's just move on to fucking Crash Bandicoot. They're remaking the whole trilogy for Crash Bandicoot.
Yep.
Yeah, it
Interesting.
looks like it plays similar. I don't know if I necessarily like the art style.
I've heard
they're
it plays
going
the
with
same, so it's still the
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like kind of shitty controls, but I mean, it's Crash
Yeah.
Bandicoot.
I
We all
don't
love it.
know. Is it just a straight remake, or are they adding new design and stuff to it?
I don't think they're adding any new
I'm
content.
pretty sure it's the same.
You see, then that makes me frown because it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. If I want the whole genuine experience all over again, I can go emulate it for free. But if I want a new Crash Bandicoot kind of thing going on, like, then why the fuck? It's like, why the fuck would I buy this game?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to exist. I mean, it's just existing for people to buy it just because, oh, it's new, it's pretty, it's like, oh, it's cool. But at the same time,
Well, it's just because people asked for.
yeah, it's also got that Unreal Valley kind of thing where it's like, why don't you guys just go with the cartoon look instead of like the glaringly realistic?
Yeah, because the thing is that like the graphics for the original, sure they're blocky, but I think if you emulate them and stuff, they look nice. Like they're bright and colorful, and they went with a much more like dark, muted palette. I think, not gray, but still not as bright.
I think that's kind of the thing
making
with consoles, though. You can't emulate things off a console a lot of the time, so
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, you'll buy the remake.
You know what?
Yeah, but you could just get all of them on your PS3.
Yep.
A thing that's weird to me. Do you guys remember that Smurfs movie that was incredibly realistic looking, and you had these horrible realistic looking Smurfs running around? I feel
Think
like that's
so?
what we've
Oh,
hit.
the one with Neil Patrick
we
Harris.
could do just like
Also,
could
chat
do
just
just
gave
like
me
a-
an interesting one. It might just be to check if like people, if people want another Crash game, like this is
You know,
their
that's
like thing
true.
they show to the corporate
Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah, I think that's a lot.
It's
true
like
of a
this
lot of these
sold, so
games
let
that
us
bring
make
out.
a new game, motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're doing that with a lot of games, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, it's been
sometimes,
happening.
but
But
at least,
you know what
at
I
least-
think would work better in that
Mhm.
situation? Make a
What would
short
that be?
make a short $20 game. You know what I mean? Just a few new levels
Mhm.
and see if people like it. If they do, make a new game. Sorry, CJ,
Yeah.
completely cut you out. What's up?
No, it's fine. I don't have much else to say, really.
Hmm.
It's all right.
yeah, but at least like I could say that this is more effort than I've seen with some other things where they're like,
Absolutely.
hey, at least we're like basically remaking all the assets and stuff. Whereas like there are some games, like what's it called? They just do like the re-release of a dead franchise and they throw it out there, hoping people kind of latch on to it to generate interest for another one,
Yeah.
and then it just doesn't happen. Prototype is one of those because they weren't really
Ooh.
anything special, and I think I remember the second one was worse from what I remember.
It wasn't worse. Gameplay wise, it was pretty good, much better. Story wise, it was shit. Character wise, it was shit. Control wise, it was eh. You know, like it just wasn't a sequel. It just felt like a gameplay patch.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like franchises, and I think this might have to do with the whole thing, like THQ dying, and the just like the publishers who happen to buy off some of these franchises, throwing them out there just to see if they can make some money to make a new game with it.
Yeah.
It's happened. Like they did that with Saints Row as well, right? So they at least those games are still fun, and that's kind of I guess led to this weird other game they're doing that has elements of Saints Row, including their logo, but it's not called Saints Row.
Oh, it's a spin-off. It's actually a spin-off. They confirmed it a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You know what I think would be interesting to see from the Saints Row team?
Hmm?
I want to see them make Saints Row games that are different genres of games. I want to see a fucking Saints Row RTS city builder, Saints Row fucking
Shit, that'd be
portal
just
puzzle
take that
game,
world. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Saints Row fucking tradable card game. Maybe not because every tradable card game
Not
is
a card
cancer.
game though, but RTS like there's stuff like there could be something there.
Yeah, it'd be cool stuff.
Maybe like
that,
a city
you know?
management game.
Yeah, they're the thing is that they're insane and they don't really have too many boundaries aside from the fact it's like it's an open world game with a bunch of stuff in it, but we can just pretty much do whatever we want.
Yep.
Which I kind of dig because it's interesting and they did a lot of things that were just kind of unexpected.
Saints Row Massive, but they already did that though.
Mm-hmm. Basically, with the Lost game, fourth.
Saints Row 4, yeah.
Saints Row,
Which
social unrest.
I just
and-
I
personally-
mean, they
Really
pretty
like
much
it.
just ended the game with
Look at
that
that
when they
guy
were
there.
like, "Hey, the world's over,"
Yeah, and they ended up with a dance sequence.
as one does, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I guess I have on the trilogy and
Yeah, it's I'm also
remakes
fine
in
with it,
general.
because it's for console people. It's not for us.
If I'm being
Yeah,
real, I mean we're talking about Crash Bandicoot. I was about to say something more about Saints Row.
Oh, okay.
Well, go
I
ahead.
think the series really kind of went a little bit lost its charm after Saints Row 2 when they stopped trying to be like a realistic gang GTA clone and just went crazy. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
part of the fun was like you're crazy in a realistic setting. It's the same reason that like making your character a fucking clown is so much fun in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I believe
But there
everybody
was,
here has Saints Row, or not Saints Row, but GTA 5, right?
I have it.
Sage, I know you have it.
Yep, I do.
I know. I fucking
Saints
know
Row
you
X
have it.
Rabbids? No. No.
No, oh god.
We should play Grand Theft Auto 5 is what I'm saying for some game night or something.
What, you guys aren't interested? What's gonna be the next Rabid game?
What if they just
can't
throw like,
wait till, like, the
Saints
Rabbids
Row
are
versus
again.
the Wild West before Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out?
Oh man,
No,
it's been too long since we've had a good Western game, but I feel we'll talk about that later. Let's move on to Tekken 7, a game I have no cares about. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's the seventh
eat
in
a
the second
cheeseburger.
franchise. It's been out for, I want to say, 3 years on the occasion in Japan. They've kind of just been
Yeah.
polishing it ever since.
Never
They
they've shown it
Pokemon
off at
Tekken
Evo and
game
so
in the
on.
meantime, but they didn't actually release the game here.
This is a.
I think the coolest
cheeseburger.
thing about Tekken 7 is the way they're going to do the story mode, which is a lot more involved than you usually see in a fighting game.
That's
it's not
a
just an
cheese-
action game,
that's
it's
a
a
good
straight up like
cheeseburger.
story with cutscenes and shit. And quick time events and all kinds of weird ass bullshit. Also, like, you can shoot a gun in a fighting game
That's a good
in that story
cheeseburger.
mode.
Well,
Yeah, I
Injustice
guess
has that too. So
Yeah, they experimented with it in some previous games, but they finally threw it in there.
They're,
as,
they're,
I
fi-
guess,
they're
one of
finally
the solid
like
mechanics.
taking what they've learned and see if it sticks. And I'm very
Yeah.
Because
excited
in
to see
6,
that.
those animations seem really forced. Just like
Oh,
randomly
God.
bring out a sword. It just
Scenario
looks like
campaign.
your character goes into a completely unrelated pose.
Let me say
and
this: I hope
with
it's not as
weapons.
long as the scenario campaign of 6, because my god, that takes forever.
Mhm.
No, but I'm glad that it's not like some weird, sort of different mechanically sort of game that they have
Mhm.
going. Because the thing with Tekken 6 was that the campaign for that was kind of a pain.
There's like a pseudo evolution of the Tekken 4.
It was like a beat 'em up with really awkward controls.
Mm-hmm.
But that comes out on the 1st, and I've
Yeah,
already pre-ordered mine, so I'm ready to beat some people down.
Mm.
Which is interesting that Steam lists on the 1st, because it's coming out on the 2nd on console, which I don't know,
Mm.
strange to have a thing on PC before console,
Mhm.
let alone a fighting game.
Yeah, but
We'll see.
in general, like this year is going to be pretty good, I guess, for fighting.
Oh yeah,
games.
fighting game this year, holy shit.
We're getting pretty much entries for like all the big franchises,
Yeah.
and then updates for Street Fighter V. Anyone who cares about that game, I don't. I sold my copy finally because I'm never gonna buy the DLC for it again. Yeah, Tekken 7, Marvel vs. Capcom, new Guilty Gear, probably another Blaze Blue unless it's already out. Who knows?
Oh,
You
the
might
West,
even get
they
like
released Central Fiction in the West.
yeah. They might even end up just throwing out that Smash Brothers on Switch finally. You can always hope. That's another thing.
Yeah, I
Oh,
want
that's
to
fucking
say something
Monsters
real
Part
quick.
2 thing.
All right.
That was a tasty cheeseburger, but I also want to
Yeah.
say that the only fighting game that I'm truly interested in is Marvel vs. Capcom.
Infinite, yeah.
I have a story
It
about
looks like
Marvel
it'll be
vs.
fun.
Capcom.
I
When
just
I-
hope that the mechanics aren't as stupid as they were in 3. Because
Yeah.
I did not like 3.
They're dumber.
I was basically I was selling my old Xbox
Mhm.
back to a game exchange company, right? And there was a problem with it because it was an Australian Xbox, and they were going to look into it and make sure it was okay to sell and all that kind of shit, and had to call Microsoft and shit. So for like nearly 3 hours, I sat in that room playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on a fucking Xbox 360,
Oh shit, too.
and I had so much fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. Not a fun game to play online, mind you. Because
No,
if
because
you're
people
not
are
familiar
pros
with
at
it,
it.
you will just die. You will die both in real life and in game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Look about
But,
Infinite is they're basically making the tax system like meterless and all this kind of shit. Like you can just do it whenever the fuck you want, and it's only 2 characters this time, so back to like old Marvel vs.
Yeah.
Capcom, which is interesting.
And
So it's not
they're,
gonna be things like you have one character who literally just does a special, like 2 special moves, and that's it. Both of your characters move at all times. Both characters have to die, and or else you'll keep going. Like in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Ultimate Marvel Capcom 3, if one character dies, you lose the round. Here it's like if all your characters die, you lose the round.
Shit.
yeah.
So
But
that's
I've heard
that's
that they're
interesting.
also trying to push for accessibility with this one, which is
But let me say this:
good,
if you
I
have
guess.
trouble with Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I think Infinite is gonna murder your ass. 'Cause,
Honestly,
No, that's
out
fine.
of all of the genres that really need some accessibility, fighting games is one of them. That Thunder Rising. Keep in mind, from an outside point of view, there is no fighting game that is easy to start and get into. There was that one that
oh,
was
there
early
is none.
access.
There
Yeah,
really
that's what
isn't.
I'm saying. It's like, not every game has to be accessible, but you
Yeah.
just need one. You know what I mean? It's like for shooters. It's like Overwatch.
I'll say
is the most
Skullgirls is
accessible
kind
game.
of there. Skullgirls is the
Skullgirls,
first
I
one.
can kind of maybe see a little bit, but if I play with someone who's really good, I still get my ass rocked, and there's really not much I feel like I can do. You know, but like just something easy. I wish there was
Think
one
about fighting
game
games.
that
It's like,
had like
it
the
takes
MOBA
really,
style
it
of
takes a
doing
long time to learn. It's not a
Yeah.
first-person shooter. You don't pick up a gun and then you're all like you just you can shoot a person though. You actually
you
gotta learn the
have to
inputs.
get
learn-
used to doing these weird motions. That
Yeah,
are
learn-
like,
yeah.
It's not.
It's like-
It's not. We're not talking motions here. We're talking like things like basic ass things like blocking, sometimes parrying.
Yeah.
We're talking frame timing. We're talking how long are your limbs, like stuff like that you need to learn.
Yeah, but a lot of the time, like when people are new, they're just like, how the heck do I shoot a
Oh yeah,
fireball?
they want to know
and how
that,
to
but
do an
that's not how
uppercut?
you win a fighting game though. That's the thing that people don't get.
Yeah.
But that's what it means. It's like a lot of effort to learn how to do these moves that are just like the basic moves you need to know to play the game. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't need to know them necessarily.
Like, I will never ever beat anybody in a fight in Street Fighter if I don't know how to throw a fucking Hadouken.
Oh, you could. I mean, there's even characters that don't even have projectiles.
That's not what I'm saying.
But yeah, I get you. I get you.
It's hard to do the basic minimum of what's fun in the game.
Yeah, and
That
to
is true,
explain
that is
it is
true.
really difficult because it's like when I was playing with Logan, I'm trying to explain to him Skullgirls things. He's like, he's just telling me like, I have no idea what you mean. I'm
That's
just like,
probably
press
And
quarter
not
circle
an issue,
forward.
though, with fighting games, to do
Yeah.
what's fun, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
If you want to win a game, you gotta do things that are not very fun to do, like blocking and learning all this shit. Like,
Learn by getting the crap.
it's
kicked
not
out of
fun
them
to win a
multiple
fighting game. Let me say that.
Yeah. I know the fighting game tournaments are always
Yeah.
fun to watch because the people.
I think in terms of like 2D games though, the barrier tends to be a little
Things
bit
that learn,
harder.
you see like how fast a round is won, but you don't necessarily pay attention to how long they're spending just fucking blocking each other's hits and nothing is ever connecting.
Yeah.
Like that's you. If you have to play that yourself, that is like monotonous and boring and not that interesting.
You see, that's what turns me away from it a little bit.
Yeah, but I think that like I know that I was talking about this with Shiny and he disagreed, but I was saying that in general, 2D games I think are not as easy for people to get into because they usually require these awkward motions, whereas in like Soul Calibur, Tekken, Dead or Alive, you can just sometimes just like keep mashing just keep pressing back forward, down, down, just mashing buttons. You will do cool things in combos.
That's why I think I'd take Skullgirls in there and say Skullgirls, like your heavy buttons usually have some really cool animations with some like you're pulling out some random shit out of your ass.
As someone who does not play fighting games very often, my favorite fighting game is Skullgirls because it flows so well, it's animated so nicely, and it feels fun just to play. Like the animation is good, the characters are fun. Like that's something I don't get from Street Fighter. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's the thing though, because Street Fighter 4 kind of had that in a lot of ways. Yeah. Street Fighter 5 kind of decided to take things to
it went slower. It got slower, and I personally don't even like the game myself. So, and you're not a fan of it either, right, Shiny?
Street Fighter 5, no.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's not fun because it's like everything is too balanced, I suppose. Which is a fun thing, right? Fighting games actually don't need to be balanced to be fun.
Yeah, like Street Fighter Alpha is one of like my favorite ones, and that is probably one of the most broken series that like they've made.
And that's fun because shit's happening.
Yeah.
When you're just like in the neutral, blocking each other for like a good 5 minutes, that's not interesting. That's not fun.
Yeah, but Tekken 7 I think would be like
Tekken is a different beast because Tekken is kind of like there's nothing flashy, nothing like super cool, but everything you do feels cool to you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like in that kind of game, button mashing is a lot more rewarding, even if you're just new, because your characters have all these random combo links, which are just like you press square twice and then you hit triangle or XXY or whatever, and you somehow do a cool move, and then you just press a different direction and you do a different cool move. So it's like it feels like you're doing something instead of like a Street Fighter. It just feels like you're doing a basic punch and randomly shoot out a fireball.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just kind of I guess our thoughts on fighting games. So we can probably move on to Destiny.
I'm excited to talk about Destiny because Destiny 1 was a game I had a lot of fun with, and coming back to play it recently, realizing it was not a great, wonderful, perfect game. But I think Destiny 2 on the PC, first of all, you're doing it on the PC, so you're going to have better frame rates, and that cuts out the whole thing, and the whole... first of all, if that game doesn't have an FOV slider on PC, then nobody's going to play it, so they're going to put one in there. I think it's kind of a perfect game to have, like, the thing that we have, where it's like a lot of community people who just have one or two games they all gravitate to. So if you've got friends, like, oh, maybe I will just play a game of this, Overwatch or Destiny 2 or, like, whatever.
In Destiny 2, the good thing about it is it also has a very rewarding aspect to it. Because first of all, it's just you can get into it and just play campaigns with friends if you don't feel like going into the
Yeah, if
competitive
PvE
aspects
has
of
you
it.
stressed out like I do, like if I'm losing my ass or if I'm carrying and nobody else is doing good, like
Hmm.
we could always just go do PvE missions, you know?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of variety in the gameplay, and I think that's exciting. If it's anything, I'm take everything we're saying with amount of salt because the game hasn't come out yet. If one thing that Bungie does pretty good, and this is Bungie who are making it, their first games sometimes are a little mediocre, but their second games always improve on themselves. So as
Yeah.
long
What I keep hearing about Destiny is the DLC made it so much better, and I never
Yeah.
really got past the beta because I literally was like, this is just not that interesting to me.
yeah, the thing is
Mhm.
playing Destiny on consoles is so slow. Fucking, it's so annoying to play with the crappy FOV and like the bad frame rate. Like my issues with the game are all technical, so I'm excited to see a game that's not like that, and I hope it goes the way of. I'm not even going to use Overwatch. I'm going to use Titanfall 2 as an example, where all the DLC is completely free, and
Mhm.
they just charge money for cosmetics or for, this or that, or for hosting something, that kind of stuff. I'd be excited to see that because I would just like a game that's going to have a long lifespan with good co-op and good PvE and PvP.
Yeah.
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 And
Which
I
I
think that's one
think
of
the
the
first
reasons.
Destiny did at least decently.
It
I
was
mean,
fun.
for me, it got boring after a while, but yeah, it was fun. I used to play it with my cousin and some friends all the time, and it was a fun time just jumping into some multiplayer games or trying to like just grind for loot, and sometimes coming up with a cool gun and just making your character. It's because the nice thing is it has a whole character customization thing. So the more you play, the cooler your character ends up looking and the better equipped he is. So eventually you can take on better fights in PvE or just have
Yeah.
better gear for PvP.
And another advantage that we have, especially with this Destiny 2 release, is it's going to be coming out on consoles first. So we'll have a good 3 or 4 months to see what the game looks like and how it
Is
ages
like, yep.
before we even can buy it. So
Yeah.
normally I would be excited and pre-order it and all that, but like maybe it's good to have not even having the option to buy it until we know exactly what it's like.
Test
Yeah.
it out on the console market.
Yeah, because then we will avoid the necropolis.
That's if I can go back to Tekken 7 for a moment. That's something I'm very happy that that's how Tekken runs things. Like they run through the arcades before they get the console release. Because I've actually played it. I played it at Anime Expo back in 2016, so I know what the game's like. So I know I want to buy this.
Yeah, I'm just excited to have another game where like a lot of people can come in and join and like have a fun time and just being able to pick up and play something that's not Overwatch is all I
Yeah.
really want.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
excited
I
for
do
that.
like the art style that you had for Destiny. It was a kind of interesting art style.
It seems more interesting too because it takes place after like the tower has fallen, and I hope they do it. They take this as a chance to also make more. I'm just going to talk about game development for a second. Coming up with a new IP is kind of hard because you want to get the setting right, you want to get the gameplay right, you want to get that kind of thing. We'll talk about what Destiny is going to be released on because that's also really fucking funny. But usually lore is pushed to the side while setting and gameplay takes center stage for the first new game of a new IP in modern game development. So with the second one, I'm hoping they actually write some fucking lore for these stupid bullshit or alien races that they've had, and they have different races because I don't know, compared to like the Halo lore, which was really fucking good. I loved the antagonist of the Darkness, the Cabal, the Hive. I can't.
Yep.
That's the only things I remember about that game. There was no lore. There was no actual naming conventions. There was nothing other than it's an enemy and you need to kill with a gun.
Yep.
It could use a little thing. Now let's talk about how you can buy Destiny with World of Warcraft gold.
Because it's coming out on previously Battle.net, now Blizzard app. Please change that name back, Blizzard.
Please.
I
I
hate
mean, you search Battle.net and it brings it up anyway, but at the same time, fuck.
I know, but still, I just why?
Yeah, it is going to be released on Battle.net of all things, which is fucking weird to me.
Yeah.
It makes. I mean, they're finally using that partnership for
As long
something.
as it's not fucking Origin, I don't care. But
Yeah.
not Uplay or Origin. Origin honestly is fine. I've had no problems with Origin.
Origin's pretty good. You play no.
I would prefer not to use it. I'd prefer to use Steam, but it's better than nothing. I just hate having I hate having these companies release a game and then oh, you'll use our fucking special thing.
Yeah.
I fucking uninstalled fucking Fallout Shelter, which is a game I really wanted to get into because it seemed like a casual game I could just keep running all day. Because I had
is that Bethesda
no, recently
launcher?
they started it on Steam, but yeah, you'd have to use Bethesda launcher, and it's like, okay, so let's count on fucking one hand: Steam, Origin, Blizzard launcher, Uplay launcher, Bethesda launcher, the
and then if
Paladins
you have all
company
these
launcher.
weird MMOs.
Yeah, MMO
Yeah, the
launchers,
MMOs have their own
World
ones.
of Tanks launchers, World of Warships
and
launchers.
Soft and all the
Yeah.
Korean bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, the Nexon launcher. Just sell your game on Steam. That's it. You don't have to use your own launcher. Nobody wants to use your launcher. They would just prefer to have it on Steam. You will make more money selling your product on Steam, even with all the shit that you have to do to get on Steam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It also just doesn't make any sense when they sell it on one of the services, but they
you have
force
to
you to
use-
also
yeah.
install the
Yeah,
other one.
but then they force it
Ubisoft.
over the launcher.
Yeah, yeah. Ubisoft is so guilty about that.
Fuck that. Fuck, I hate Uplay. I figured out
That was,
Uplay was using 94% of my CPU a couple weeks back.
Are you
running,
serious?
Running stuff in the background. And I was like, the
Wow.
fuck even is that?
I never
So
let it.
uninstalled
I've never let it run in the background. I shut that shit down.
That's
I'm
the
like,
thing.
if I'm never gonna play a Ubisoft
Okay.
game,
Shiny, you
Okay.
need to check again because they released an update on it that makes it start with Windows Startup
oh,
by default. So check
Oh,
that out.
I've never had to do that, so I guess I'm
Yeah,
lucky.
it's done that for me. Anyway, fuck
Sounds terrible.
Uplay. Fuck Ubisoft. Go play Far Cry 4 in fucking Missouri. Go play Far Cry 4 in your Uncle Ted's farm.
On your Uncle Ted's farm.
Yeah.
Far Cry 7 in your own house.
Far Cry 7 in your backyard with a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an ARG game.
Just Far
It's
Cry,
an
Far
RPG
Cry
game.
in your coffin.
Far Cry in your coffin. Alright, you guys want to talk about the next game?
Sure.
Wild West.
Wild West Online looks like...
I've heard it's
I do not
That-
know any of the gameplay that it's going to be going to. I don't know anything about it, what it's even going to be. But it's going to be in the Wild West. It's going to have cowboys, and it looks pretty, so I'm probably going to do it.
Yeah. And if it's free, even better.
I heard from people it's literally just like that would be what they had between Red Dead and that releasing.
Yeah.
Which I mean now we don't know what the hell it is,
I'm
but
Yeah, I heard they were supposed to have like a Kickstarter for the game, but I think this one looks pretty promising. But
it looks
I know
pretty.
the
That's
monster-
for sure.
I'd say overall the graphics look really good.
Mhm.
And in an MMO, there's not much besides gameplay and graphics. Story I don't care about, especially in the Wild West. I hope it's more of just a niche kind of live in the Wild West kind of simulator almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
that would be nice.
I just
Fucking toss the
want...
whiskey.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say an opinion. I want your guys' opinion on my opinion.
Okay.
alrighty.
There needs to be more Western games.
Yeah, they
I'll
do
agree.
need to be more.
I think
There aren't enough.
the Wild West is such an edgy, gory, realistic, fun
What was
setting.
that weird
the-
first-person shooter thing that they had, which was literally there was to toss the whiskey button,
yeah. Oh, fucking-
guns or something.
Oh fuck! No, I have it installed. Let me find it.
I have it installed too. Let me.
Pass the whiskey. Pass the whiskey. Pass the whiskey.
Fistful of Frags.
Fistful of Frags. That's a fun
Yeah.
fucking game. It's even a setting
And
like
it's
that.
free.
It's fun and it's exciting.
It's
Yeah.
free.
There's a competitive league for that game. Did you guys know?
No.
I was not aware, but
It's very,
I'm not
very
surprised.
But more Western games. That's all I want. I want more cowboy stuff because the Wild West is such a beautiful fucking place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm surprised that there never was a huge sort of wave of it after the whole Red Dead
After Red
Redemption
Dead.
thing.
Mhm.
That proved it. It's you can make a really interesting open world game. It's
Red Dead
works.
Redemption is a game that I can always go back to and play.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've replayed it probably over 20 times. It is.
I still need to, but those fuckers won't release it on PC, and I'm
They won't, and they won't because I don't know why, but they should because I would.
Yeah, because
If
they
they
release
sold
every
it,
other game they make on there except for that. Basically.
I would buy it this instant. If someone, I would literally go sell some shit in my closet to go buy it right now if they released it.
Yeah, I don't even understand why they don't, because they have all the GTA games. They've had even the older ones there at some point, I
Yeah,
guess. Through,
I
like,
have
I
GTA
mean, we
fucking
know
3 in
like
my
they're gonna
Steam
release it
library.
when fucking Red Dead 2 comes out, but
they
still,
have
like,
they
why
have
haven't you
freaking
done
like
it?
Manhunt on there.
They do?
Yeah,
Manhunt's on Steam?
yeah,
Are you okay? Hold on a
That
minute.
game's like banned in countries.
yeah,
That's the glorious thing. It is. Manhunt is on Steam
yeah.
for $10.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
I'll just emulate it. Thanks. But that's great.
Yeah, it's
thing-
like the weird odd one that they're like, yeah, it's too good
Listen,
for.
they're gonna release it
Oh,
when Red Dead
God.
2 comes out, but that's
Another
still stupid.
thing I want to tell you guys about Manhunt and Grand Theft Auto take place in the same universe canonically. Manhunt takes place in Carter City, which is like the Detroit of that land.
Interesting,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're kind of
This game does not support Windows Vista
Interesting.
7 or 8. What?
I know that there were some like weird every like occasional Western game that show up, but it's not very often. Red
And it's
Dead
not
is
usually
definitely
very
the one that's
good.
done it best, I think, though.
Red Dead, I think, is just because they did the spaghetti western style mixed with that Rockstar open world charm and stuff happening and being able to do stuff. I'm just excited for more western things. I will absolutely give it a try.
I think the only other one that I can think of that comes to mind was Gun, and I don't even
Ooh,
remember if that's any good.
Gun was fun. I don't think it ages very well. It's kind of shitty now.
I
but it
think
was
it was
fun.
made by people who worked on Tony Hawk, which was
Yeah.
surprising.
Oh, that one!
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
you're
called
right.
Gun.
Just gun.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. And I have to hand it to him. The guys who are making this game, all the fonts that they're using, I don't have. So that means they are possibly in-house fonts,
Yeah,
which means they
That's
care enough to
true.
make their own fonts, which I'm excited for. Except for the orange font that they have there. But the game
it's
looks
gonna be.
it looks promising. Out of all I've seen, it looks promising.
It looks
As
pretty.
long, I'm kind of hoping it has like good shooter mechanics. If it has that, if not, if it's just like a role-playing simulator, I don't know. It might still be interesting.
If it's a Wild West game, it's gonna have good shooter mechanics, or it's gonna fail.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's kind of what Wild West is known for, you know.
Yeah.
just want to churn butter all day.
1-2 Switch is a Western game. Fuck off. Oh man. Okay, so that's Wild West Online. We have some more things that were added. I almost said post-mortem, but is anything anybody else want to say about Wild West Online? We're going for a long time, by the way.
No,
wasn't
it's
too
nice
much.
looking.
It looks nice, and I'm very much looking forward to the progress they make with
I like
it.
to see some gameplay of like what it actually is. but-
Yeah, the screenshots are promising, but they haven't
Absolutely.
shown anything else.
From screenshots alone, it looks pretty interesting because they kind of nail that Wild West look of like Sepia, but no Sepia. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's kind of like, you remember when Deus Ex got released and then there was like a patch that took off the piss filter? And it was like, oh,
Call
this
of
is
Juarez
so
was a
fun.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those games, I think, started off okay from what I remember, and then they got really stupid because by the end they just became like modern day LA, where you're a cop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The cop simulator. Oh, fuck. Does anybody remember True Crime?
Oh yeah, Iconic was talking about that the other day, actually.
Snoop Dogg is in True Crime. And
I did not know how
Snoop
bizarre
Dogg's
that
been in
game
too many
gets.
video games. God
No,
damn it.
I just never knew how that game ended until he was telling me about it. How it ends up with the true ending has like zombies and stuff, and I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah, apparently
Why not?
Iconic is to get the true ending.
Remember when video games
You
didn't
just
give a
fight
fuck?
zombies and stuff, and it just becomes this completely ludicrous idea that has nothing to do with the rest of the story.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
That's great.
That's
All right.
good.
We have Elder Scrolls / Fallout sequel rumors. I don't really want to talk
Bethesda's
about this
doing a thing.
because, of course, they're making Fallout. Of course, they're still like releasing games that make them money.
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about it until we have more to talk about. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I know.
Let's talk
Speaking
about-
of Elder Scrolls, at least they have Elder Scrolls Online content. Not that I care. I
Yeah.
have the game because I think it came in a bundle or something, but I haven't actually touched it.
All right. Okay. I want to ask just a question for you guys, and I guess a question for chat since we are doing it live. I might as well just do it. City Fallout 5 is going to be in, and area of Cyrodiil Elder Scrolls is going to be in the next Elder Scrolls game.
Well, they've done Washington. They've done what's it called? California.
Yep. Honestly, I would
I know,
say...
Montana.
I want it to just take place in Utah, and it's just basically a bunch of angry Mormons.
If I had to
God,
be...
Utah.
Yeah, mutant Mormons. Honestly, Florida. Give us some gators.
Give it some gators, nuclear radiated
Nuclear.
gators.
What about Mexico?
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Mexico would be interesting.
Like a
Yeah.
western,
Just-
more western
just the
Fallout game.
The Texan border, just so it
The
also
Texan
appeals to.
There was a Fallout mod that was taking place in New Texas or New Austin. I don't remember what the fuck it was, like Texas too, with big armadillos you could ride. Detroit for Fallout, Elsewhere for Elder Scrolls. I don't want Elsewhere. I don't want to see Khajiit. I don't like Khajiit. I know everybody does, but like, I'm not a furry. I don't want the fucking barbs. Fuck off. Probably I'd go where the Red Guards are from, or the Orc place, because I love orcs. Or how about, call me fucking crazy, just everywhere. Just make
Everywhere.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just go for like a GTA 5 where they just connect the whole world
Okay.
together and just put it together.
If this is not the hypest shit, how about an Elder Scrolls game in all of the fucking the areas
All
that
the
they
time,
take
yeah,
like
whatever.
7 years to make, and they just call it Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
That would be neat.
This sounds hype.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Isn't
That
that
sounds hype.
sort
Hire
of
me.
what they're going with the online one?
But that's
That's
boring.
what-
Nobody
that's what
fucking
they
cares
were
about
doing.
that.
I'm just saying that
I
is
know, I know.
kind of what they're going for,
I
right?
know, but they did it not great. But the one thing I did like about Elder Scrolls Online was the area design. That was pretty cool. There was some cool stuff. There's like a bunch of cat pussy going on.
I think the problem that could be with a game that size, though, is would it feel too long?
You
I'm
see,
still
that's the thing.
surprised
If
that
they
he
spend a
never
lot of
died.
time on it, I don't know. It depends how they go for it. I'd like to see what
Because
they
that's
do.
kind of a thing that's been coming up lately with like Witcher release, like Witcher being so popular so that it gets like 2 new games and stuff like that, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like
But see, The Witcher
Can
does
games
good
get
every
too
time
long?
it does that. You know, The Witcher. Every time The Witcher does something new, it's good.
oh yeah, no. CD Projekt Red is like one of my favorite fucking game companies
They've
because
done
of, like,
so good. They've done so
Yep.
good for themselves, and they've always been.
it's why like Cyberpunk 2077 is like
Yeah,
fucking,
people
that,
like to
that,
jack
that
their
is like
dicks,
that's my
but
kind of game. That's
I'm
my CD
excited for
Projekt
it.
Red game. I'm not too into
Yeah.
Witcher, but like that would be my kind of game.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else to say about Fallout and Elder Scrolls?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean they're making a game.
All right.
Yeah.
Fucking. Are we really
Sonic.
gonna talk about Sonic?
You may as well, just because it'll be a good meme to go out on.
I could put it in the tags in the YouTube video, and I guess some more people watching this. So if you're here listening to this for the Sonic content,
Make
my
sure you put some furry
favorite
tags in it.
Sonic character is Knuckles.
Oh, Alice is here.
I like Knuckles. Hello, Alice. Welcome to the stream. The only thing that I like about the Sonic Worlds thing, or whatever the fuck they're calling it,
Forces.
is that the OC that they put up looks strikingly similar to Sammy Classic Sonic fan.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was great. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm just worried. Well, how many memes are gonna come out of this stupid
Yeah,
thing?
I
And
think
there
it's
are
a
already
cool
some.
idea. I think but the problem is Sonic has already been bastardized so much with OCs that
Honestly,
it's,
it's
like,
been
it feels...
so bastardized, and like, what's even the point of anymore? Just like
Yeah.
let them have it. Just throw
Yeah,
it to them.
that is probably like kind of where they are. I mean, if they make a good game, like a good fucking 3D Sonic, then it's like, okay, that's good, that's great.
Yeah,
you
it,
made one
just
good 3D.
it still feels weird to me though because of how when they teased this game originally, it's like, oh, they're gonna make Sonic Generations too.
Yep, yeah,
and then
so,
it's just
exactly.
like, now there's OCs.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they couldn't make a shitty
Gotta admit
character
though, they
themselves,
got
so they
people
let the
talking
fans
about
do
their
it.
game.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true. You know,
So
I
that,
don't
that
know.
could
maybe-
be that could be enough of a reason to get it in there, like just to make people talk about the game and buy it, just to be like, I can make my dumb Sonic OC now.
yeah.
Just food for thought.
I mean, why make shitty characters themselves when they can just have the fans do it?
Exactly, but they can have the community make them.
Yeah. They don't have to make any more human hedgehog interactions, hopefully.
Oh, there's gonna be some. There's gonna be some hedgehog nut going on, and then some human girl.
Please,
Oh,
please no.
Oh,
Please no.
I hate it.
That they already tried that once. It was not a good way to go.
Yeah,
Sonic
pretty
06
good.
was already bad enough, and then they just threw that in there just to make it worse.
Yeah.
Someone's probably just gonna make the characters from Sonic 06. I don't even know what their names are.
Sonic 06 was a thing that happened, and every day that we live is a joke.
We'll never forget it. The next generation won't know what we're talking about, but we'll never forget it.
The worst thing you can ever do is look up your real name and then just type in the hedgehog.
I remember mine is just a dick. It's just a guy with his dick out. And it's like, yeah, you're right. Oh man, Sonic is a fucking trip.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's still their flagship title when they have other franchises that are
Way bigger, way better.
yeah,
They
more
own
interesting.
Atlas.
Yeah, they own Atlas, but like even then, it's they a lot of the things in there.
Be their like mascot thing. Fucking have Curious Face on there instead.
Yeah, Yakuza is a very fun series, but
Yakuza's
I wish I
good. I don't think anybody who play Yakuza would say it's bad. It's good.
I just really wish they released them outside of like the PlayStation
Oh
family.
yeah.
Especially on PC. Those games are just ridiculous fun. You're a Japanese Yakuza member who has this really dramatic story, but you get to beat the hell out of people by like hitting them with chairs.
Also, you could ignore that story and just
super
do
moves.
fucking like
Yeah,
pocket circuit racing or like
Yeah,
fucking cat fights.
it's really funny, and it's just like in there you also have this super serious story, but you don't have to pay attention to it if you don't want to. I've only ever beaten the third or fourth one, and I want to play the rest of them just because they're really interesting, but they also take a good while to finish from what I remember.
I'm watching somebody play Zero. It's a trip. It's so good.
I remember in the third one you could actually watch the cinematics for the past two to catch up. I'm like, I've been watching this for like an hour and a half, and I'm only through like 2 parts.
That's great. That's great.
Oh man. And yet they have a Sonic game coming out.
Yeah.
That's what they're focusing on.
They love their Sonic, even though their Sonic
I
page
fucking
is just a bunch of
Shenmue
memes.
3 as well.
Just
Kickstarting that shit.
Yeah, but that's not even theirs anymore.
Isn't it? Who the fuck owns?
I think that the guy who basically directed the games, I think Sega didn't have the license for it anymore, so they just kind of released it off and let him have it. I think
That'll feel weird, like a Shenmue that isn't just a Sega product placement.
Yeah. I don't know if they end up partnering with them. From what I understand, because of all these like weird successors or sequels that have been coming out, like Yooka-Laylee, Mighty Number 9, Bloodstained, now Shenmue. A lot of them have just been done by like people who used to work on it, but they're usually not tied to the stories from the other ones.
Sega would be stupid not to jump on that.
Yeah, but I think that's why like the whole thing with Sony mentioning the Kickstarter and everything was there, because they, I think, basically surrendered the rights to the guy, because they're never gonna make anything.
What? Did we just lose Andrew? Did we just lose everybody?
And
No. What the hell was that? I thought we just lost everybody, but we're good.
Okay. I heard Shiny fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Jet Set Radio would be fun, but the thing is, the only one they've released is not the one I like, because I like Jet Set Radio Future more, and it's locked to the original Xbox, which at least you can play on the 360. Yeah. But I wish they had released that instead, because I think that the controls for the first Jet Set Radio have not aged well, and the second one is a lot smoother because it was built for a joystick. And plus, it didn't have the whole time constraint arcadey feel.
Never played
it was more open world. It's a lot of fun. They have again another successor, but this one is something called Revolt, something of gamers, and it's just you basically are in like a sort of futuristic city where you get to go around in rollerblades. So it's a similar concept. Yeah. But the one thing that Jet Set Radio had was just style, because of the graphic style and the music. Music was really good, except for Birthday Cake. That song is terrible, and it should never be played by anyone. And if you like that song, you're terrible. It's just like some French-sounding lady just yelling "Birthday Cake" constantly.
Good.
I'll listen to it after the stream. Maybe that'll be our outro music for this stream today.
Oh, good.
What's it? It's called fucking Birthday Cake.
Yeah, it's just called Birthday Cake Jet Set Radio.
All right. Well, is there anything you guys want to close out with?
We're sorry, Kexus.
All right. Thanks everybody for coming. I'm gonna put on the birthday cake. Oh, it's already really great. What is this?
I told you it's bad.
Yes.
It's really
Oh
bad.
god, I just heard the cigarette. Oh my god, what the hell?
It's the worst song on that soundtrack.
It's horrible.
It's more than mom, isn't it?
I don't even know why it's on there because the rest of the music in Jet Set Radio is really like cool.
Thanks
It's just electronic, and it just fits the game really well. And whenever this song came up, you just want to skip it, but you're stuck listening to it.
Oh god. Thank you everybody for showing up to first episode of the Sesh. We're gonna be signing
a lot
off
of
today.
fun.
It was fun. It was a little rough, rocky road at the first, but it ended up being really good.
Yeah.
It was a decent stream for being nearly 2 hours long.
We just segued a lot.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah,
It was
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
fun.
fun.
All right, everybody, you guys have a great day. Thank you all my co-hosts.
Yeah.
Thank you all for showing up. We will be back next Saturday, same time, same bat channel, same bat get me fucked up. I don't know. Thanks everybody.